Well, that's a rather lofty title for a white square. This is a £33 Zigbee hub, which is ludicrously cheap. But aside from that, you can buy a lot of different Zigbee devices for this device, which are also ludicrously cheap. These are your basic smart home security type devices that you can use to trigger other events, such as switching lights on and doing all those sorts of things. The way this works, though, is quite incredible. Here's how. This thing connects to a hubless service called Tuya Smart Life. But that's a hub. This thing is a hub that connects to what has always traditionally been a hubless service. So Tuya, the idea of these guys is that they connect your she that should not be named, or Google Home, or if this then that, to things like wireless plug sockets and light switches which connect directly to your router and don't need a hub, which is awesome. But you can only get away with about 20 devices on your Wi-Fi network before your Wi-Fi network starts to poop its pants. So Zigbee is the smart home automation protocol of choice, and they've thought, I know, why not just make both work together? Which is flipping amazing. So this thing, for only £15, will connect you to pretty much any Zigbee 3.0 device, so, I don't know, door opener sensors and motion sensors and all those sorts of things, but in turn be able to control not only Zigbee devices via this thing, but anything that's connected to your Smart Life service. So any of your wireless plug sockets you've purchased, and you'll find you've probably got some because these things are everywhere, and that's it. Zigbee and Wi-Fi all under one roof. So here are some of the things that work with the Tuya Smart Life app/skill that I've reviewed previously. So these things will all connect to She That Should Not Be Named and Google Home and If This Then That without a hub. These mains plug sockets, which are flipping awesome. This ceiling spotlight, which is flipping awesome. This infrared blaster, which is pretty average. These smart plugs, which are flipping everywhere. Pretty much any smart plug you find on Amazon probably uses the Tuya/Smart Life app and skill. This IP camera, which can be viewed on She That Should Not Be Named, which is awesome. This indoor LED strip, which I reviewed quite a long time ago, but is still absolutely spot on. These blind motors, which make your blinds go up and down. These curtains, which go open and closed, which is pretty damn cool. And the moon. The flipping moon. The Smart Life app is super easy to use, and basically you add a Zigbee device in exactly the same way as you do a Wi-Fi device. So if I open up the Smart Life app, you can see I've already added Zigbee Gateway. This is because all I had to do was press this plus button at the top, choose Zigbee Gateway, and press a button on the Zigbee Gateway. I'm not going to show you how to do that. Too easy. So if I go into the Zigbee Gateway and click on Add Sub-Device, it gives me a bunch of things to choose from. This is a temperature sensor, so I need to scroll down till I find heat alarm, because that's temperature sensor. It's now saying confirm indicator, rapidly blink. Indicator is not rapidly blink. I need to hold this button down. Indicator is rapidly blink. There's a little dot there. So if I now confirm indicator rapidly blink, my Zigbee gateway should find this device. You should hold it close to the Zigbee gateway. I didn't need to. It worked. I can now call it whatever I want. I'm going to leave it as temperature and humidity sensor and click completed. Cool. It is there now. So I've never done this before, but to show you just exactly how easy it is, I'm going to set up a very quick routine for this thing. So if I now go into the smart button in the bottom and go to automation, I can then press the plus button. I can change the name and say,
hello, temperature is flipping warm.
And then it says any condition is met, add conditions, so I can press this and say the temperature is smaller than, equal to, or greater than a particular temperature. So I can say greater than 37 degrees, next. Carry out the following actions. So I can press the plus button, and I could have it execute a scene. So I could set up scenes in here and have it just trigger that scene. Or I can have it trigger an automation or send a reminder to my phone, so I could get reminders when this thing reaches a certain temperature Again, that would be super weird, but you could do that. And I don't know, maybe that's not true. Maybe you want to stick this next to a fish tank or something that you care about temperature-wise. I can then trigger a device, so I can click on a device and say I want the music room lamp to switch on. It doesn't get much more simple than that. The valid time period, I could choose that to be the case all day or just a specific period, so only happen between these times. I can also change any condition is met to be all conditions are met. So this thing is like actually really, really powerful. All I gotta do then is press the save button and these things will happen. If that temperature reaches its thing, it will switch my lamp on. Easy. I can do exactly the same thing with a motion sensor. I can say if motion is detected, trigger a thing to happen. I can do the same thing with a door sensor. I can say if the door sensor opens, it's not connected anymore, make a thing happen. Maybe it only does it at certain times of the day. This whole thing is like super easy to set up. Maybe even easier than Samsung Smartthings, and 1,000,000,000 times cheaper. It works really quickly as well nowadays. It didn't used to, but check this out. Sensor is closed. Straight away. Sensor is opened. Almost straight away. So this brings me to my next point. Tuya used to be super slow, like really, really slow. And the reason was that it used to go all the way to China and back again before anything would be executed. Until a couple of weeks ago, when something very exciting happened and all of a sudden everything was really fast. That means that this thing, the only explanation is it is working locally on your local network. So if the app is connected to your Wi-Fi and your Wi-Fi is connected to this thing, it's only going to take as long as it takes to get through your local area network and back again. This brings me to a very exciting possibility. If this thing starts to work with local control without the internet, which is a possibility now because they've made that technology work, then that would make this the best hub ever, wouldn't it? So does that work? No, it doesn't. I have no idea why. Bizarrely, it worked for 5 whole minutes with my internet disconnected, but then something must have timed out, realized it wasn't connected to China anymore, and went, I'm not connected to China. I probably shouldn't work anymore. And I had a little bit of a cry. A lot of a cry, because I was so excited about this. I have written to Tuya specifically and said to them, hey guys, will this ever work locally? Because if it did, you might kill Smartthings. You might kill everybody. You would be the best product on the market right now if you cost this much money and worked without an internet connection. And I'm waiting for a response. If that happens, then yeah, this thing is going to blow everything out of the water. So this is a Zigbee 3.0 hub, which means I will be able to throw all of my other Zigbee hubs in the bin and use this to control all of my Zigbee devices, won't I? No, I flipping can't! This is so frustrating. Oh. I've found so many Zigbee hubs that have come close to controlling everything, and none of them have quite managed it. This one, unfortunately, is nowhere near. It can't control IKEA, it can't control Xiaomi, it can't control Philips Hue. I can't actually get it to control a Zigbee 3.0 unbranded socket, which is a bit of a surprise. I expected it to work. I'm going to speak to Zigbee Smart, who provided me with this, and ask for a bit more information, and that'll be in the description. It will let you know the things that it definitely can control, and the things that it definitely can't control, so go have a look down there. All that said, this is a £33 Zigbee hub. I have never seen anything quite so ridiculously cheap, coupled with the fact that it is a Smart Life product and therefore works with all the Wi-Fi stuff that I already own, which is everything from bulbs to plug sockets to Wi-Fi cameras. I've got a lot of Smart Life / Tuya stuff, and this thing now interacts with it. I can't tell you anything other than you probably ought to buy it. You probably ought to buy it. I hope you've enjoyed this video. If you have, please give it a thumbs up. If you want to see some more of this guy, hit that subscribe button. Come and hang out with me at the social medias, and we can be friends there. If you want to make these videos a possibility, like these awesome patrons here, I love these people, obviously. You can be one at either Patreon, or you could give me a one-off beer at PayPal, and I will love you forever. I'll see you next time. So this is Zigbee 3.0. I'm spitting on you. Spit. Oh man, I'm still spitting. That's it for this week. I hope you've enjoyed this video. If you have, I'm going to throw my arms up in the air for no reason.
This is the dance of the robot.